Well, Mr. President, welcome back.
The two presidents said the consequences are dire if Ukraine doesn't get the cash it needs to counter Russia's invasion as winter approaches. But the U.S. Congress, which signs the checks, is not yet convinced. Earlier Tuesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged lawmakers to pass President Joe Biden's $61 billion request by the end of the week. Republicans say they want to see proper oversight over the funding, and they also want to see a clear articulation of strategy. Biden vowed his continued support and said he wanted to see Ukraine win, and accused Republicans of playing into Moscow's hands by failing to pass the aid package.
This host of a Kremlin-run show said, "Well done, Republicans. That's good for us." That's a Russian speaking. If you're being celebrated by Russian propagandists, it might be time to rethink what you're doing. History will judge harshly those who turn their back on freedom's cause.
Zelensky continued to appeal for stronger air defenses and said his nation would not concede territory.
I have a question to these people if they are ready to give up their children to terrorists. I think no.
Russia's foreign ministry accused Zelensky of cadging, slang meaning to beg for something undeserved, and said he is an American puppet. U.S. taxpayers are showing signs of Ukraine fatigue, and some Republicans question why about a third of U.S. money goes not toward weapons, but government assistance. John Jameson, a mine-clearing campaigner who recently visited the country, said Ukraine needs every penny.
The deminers were working while we heard the sound of artillery going on. And they're doing that because they know it's essential for them to be able to start farming and producing and going back to work now so they can live, so they can not only just to fight the war, but so they can live. But no, we can't wait until the fighting's over.
But when will it end? Analysts say this may take more than a year and question whether Ukraine's supporters are funding it enough, considering how well this small army has done against a much larger foe.
They've become, in some ways, victims of their own success. So I think it's I don't think we should be so reasonably asking Ukrainians to do more, especially given the almost homeopathic nature of Western assistance. When you think about the amounts of munitions that are being delivered, about the minuscule amounts of ATACMS, of long-range artillery, precision artillery, air defenses, etc., that are being delivered to Ukraine, I think they are making a really impressive use of very limited resources that are given to them, provided to them against a much larger adversary.
It's now up to Congress to decide if Ukraine gets what they seek before the inevitable arrival of a cruel enemy that strikes without remorse. Winter. Anita Powell, VOANews, the White House.